Hello, how y'all doing? Tracy's Kitchen and Appalachian Adventures. I want to talk to you today about this verse in Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. I'm going to talk about the first part. The rich ruleth over the poor. Now, what does that mean? It is very important for poor people to understand this. This is a critical economic, biblical, money management principle. It is not talked about in the prosperity message. In fact, in the prosperity message, they hardly even mention poor people. Although in the scripture, it is very evident in the scripture that God cares about the poor. He cares about the well-being of the poor. It is all throughout scripture. Now, the prosperity message is like, look, there are no poor people. We don't acknowledge poor people. Just give us some money. God will give it back to you. Duh. Okay? Now, how many poor people do you know that has designed and built any bridges? How many poor people do you know has designed and built the Hyatt Regency Hotel? How many poor people do you know has designed and built the spectacular buildings in Saudi Arabia? Nobody. Those buildings in Saudi Arabia were built by a talented and rich architect. No poor people involved. Hardly. Except to dig the ditch. So therefore, the rich rules over the poor. The rich decides what design a building or a hotel is going to be. Not poor people. Rich people decide what type of building or bridge is going to be built. They designed the San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. No poor people did it, regardless of their talent. Even if they had the talent to do it, they didn't do it. How many poor people run and are presidents of major colleges and universities? None. How many poor people are mayors, senators? None. Poor people have no clout. The only thing we poor people have in this country is the vote and our integrity. The only thing we can control is our own microeconomy. Charities are not even run by poor people. Poor people don't even decide what a street should be called. Okay, they don't even have any decision about that. All poor people can do is control their own microeconomy, their own piece of land, their own household. Or if you have multiple pieces of land like me, okay, we can control that. We can control some of our children. Therefore, poor people cannot make demands on the system, on any system. Just ask the people in the poor blacks, for example, in Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi. They can't even make a demand on those states to put a sewer system in their yard. Their sewer system is the backyard. You're supposed to use a backyard for gardening, usually, not for a toilet. Those blacks in Mississippi, Alabama use a backyard for a toilet. And for 100 years, even until now, March 15th, 2018, those blacks can't even demand from Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana to put a sewer system in their yard. But you let a rich person build a McMansion somewhere in those states, the state will come down there and build a sewer system for that one rich person. Or you let some rich developers go take some land that blacks didn't even want and put a development down there. They will put a sewer system down there then. Okay? But when blacks lived on the land, there's no sewer system. No water system. They are living in third world conditions. Now, don't ask the celebrities to solve the problem. Don't ask those billionaire celebrities, those billionaire athletes, those billionaire blacks in media to solve the problem, because they aren't. They're selfish. Don't ask these $1 billion and $100 million Christian ministries to solve the problem, because they aren't. There's enough wealth in the Christian community to solve that whole problem, but they're not going to do it. In fact, there's enough wealth in the Christian community that they can make a serious dent in the homeless problem. All they got to do is buy the houses and put people in it. All they have to buy is the hotels and put people in it. Simple. But don't ask the Christians to do that. Don't ask these rich $1 billion, $100 million Christian ministries to do that. They aren't going to do it. God told the church to take care of the poor. He didn't tell the Gentiles. He didn't tell people who are without Christ to take care of the poor. He commissioned that to the church. The church is not doing it because they're too full of self. All they think about is their self and their jet. They're this and they're that. Poor people, you know what? You see it all the time. What is the ghetto? The ghetto is a concentration of poor people who are trying to make demands on the system, and the system says no. That's why you have these stupid fights in Family Dollar. I go in Family Dollar, I'm out in 1 minute. These inner city women go to Family Dollar and demand from Family Dollar, why don't you have such and such detergent? We don't have it. Next thing you know, they're in a physical fight with the clerk. And that's not a pretty picture. Black women and men go to Walmart. Most of us in Walmart, in and out 5 minutes. Especially me. These inner city black people go in Walmart, argue over ham. That's my ham. No, that's my ham. Next thing you know, they're fighting. Pulling out the weave. You got 2 fat inner city black women pulling out each other's weave. Or you got 2 inner city black men all over the cotton picking place fighting. Knocking over the soda, knocking over the candy. What are they fighting over? Some caramels that Walmart owns. They don't even own the caramels. What this is poor people making demands on Walmart. I want that ham. I want those caramels. And Walmart saying I own them. Making demand on each other. That's why they have so many killings in the inner city. They make demands on each other. I want that $20 now. From selling drugs. If you don't give it to me, pound. Die. It's just a whole lot of poor people making demands on each other. And they don't have enough resources to make demands on each other. Poor people, the rich rules over the poor. Poor people have no clout. All we can control is our own economy, our own micro economy, and any land we have. We cannot stop Toys R Us from laying off people. We cannot stop the railroad or the hospitals from laying off people. Can't do nothing about it. Poor people can't do nothing about it. We can't stop it. And poor people need to understand the rich rules over the poor. People like Hillary Clinton, she's rich. She tells the media what to report and what media should not report. I can't tell the media don't report this and don't report that, but Hillary can. She tells the media what she controls the media. She certainly controlled it in the 2016 election. She tells the media what to report and what not to report. But a poor person can't do that. Now, what I don't understand, you take like on Facebook, on Instagram, you got a bunch of poor people making demands of the system. You got a bunch of poor people having these GoFundMe accounts trying to raise money, $200,000 so the people can buy her a Lincoln. Or the people can buy her a $200,000 condo. Now this poor woman, her Social Security check is $500, and she living in Hyannisport, Massachusetts, where the average income is $750,000 a year. How stupid is that? And she's making demands on Hyannis Port and the public to send her $200,000 so she can buy a cotton picking condo. Instead of her taking control of the situation and go to a cheap state where her money would go further. Because she only gets the $500 a month. In a city or whatever Hyannis Port is, the port, whatever, where the average income is $750,000 a year. She's way out of her league, but she's trying to make a demand on the public. Send me $200,000 so I can buy a $200,000 condo. How ridiculous is that? But you know, there are going to be some stupid, poor people that's going to send her money. And then you got these poor people, I need on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, making demand on the public. I need some more fishing gear. Send me some money now. I need a Ninja blender. Stupid stuff. The rich rules over the poor. Poor people have no clout. Stop making demands. I remember I was trying to help this woman who was at rock bottom. Rock bottom. I was trying to help her, and she tried to make a demand on me. She tried to make me do something illegal. She's at rock bottom. She cannot go to the right nor the left. That's how poor she was. But yet she tried to make a demand on me to do something illegal. Bye. Okay? Haven't seen her since. You got to understand, when you poor, you cannot control this economy, but you can only control your own economy. Poor people are so stupid. They give money to these little mom and pop stores that sell rotten meat and treat blacks with disrespect. But yet they keep giving them their dollars. If these little mom and pop stores all throughout the inner city don't even hire blacks. They don't even hire American blacks. I mean, at least if you spend money at Food Line, they halfway hire blacks. But blacks keep giving their money to these little stupid mom and pop stores run by foreigners. And they treat them with disdain and disrespect. And black people keep giving them their dollars for that rotten food, rotten vegetables, 100-year-old potato chips. Proverbs 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor. Bye.